Uh, Question number 3 from the chapter 8 handout. According to the study done by Gallup organization, the proportion of the American who are satisfied with the way things are going in their lives is 0.82. So 0.82 here represent population proportion. So 0.82 equals to P. Okay. So here the population is all American is a population. Okay. Um, and the part A of this question is describe the sampling distribution of a p hat. In other words, you describe sampling distribution of sample proportion. Okay, so excuse me, sampling distribution of sample proportion is also called SDOSP. Again, this is the short form of sampling distribution of sample proportion. I usually write short form as SDOSP for sampling distribution of sample proportion. So you have to describe this. To describe this, you got to do three things. One thing you got to say is SDOSP normal or not normal and why. And other things you have to do is find the mean of SDOSP and the standard deviation of SDOSP. So to answer this question, describe, and there is a sample size given as 100 here. So here n value equals to 100, but we don't have uppercase n that's given, but this is n is all American population is I should say all adult American population who participate on the survey is n, where n represent all adult American, I should say, because adult American participate on the survey. So there is two criteria supposed to satisfied to uh, be a sampling distribution of sample proportion to be approximately normal. The first criteria is NP 1 minus P greater than or equals to 10. So what's the n value? 100. What's the P going to be? 0.82, and 1 minus 0.82 is greater than or equals to 10. Let's see on the left side. If you use the calculator to simplify, you get 14.76, which is greater than or equals to 10. So the first criteria satisfied. The second criteria going to be lowercase n is less than 0.05 of uppercase n. So lowercase n is 100, less than 0.05 of uppercase n. Uppercase n is all adult American population, right? So obviously this is true that 5% of all adult American is obviously greater than 100 sample size. So this is also satisfied. So since two criteria satisfied, we call sampling distribution of sample proportion is normal. So since two criteria, two CRITRI, since two criteria met, sampling distribution of sample proportion is approximately, I usually say normal, but in general normal means approximately normal. So that's the first things. The second thing to answer when you describe is to find the mean. So mean of sampling distribution of sample proportion going to be mu p hat, which is same as p as a formula, we know that before, which is same as 0.82. Another one you got to find is standard deviation. A standard deviation SD of SDOSP is going to be sigma p hat. What's the formula for that? We mentioned this formula before. N P sorry, let me write it back again. Square root of P 1 minus P divided by N. So you substitute all value in the formula to find it standard deviation. So it's going to be 0.82, 1 minus 0.82 divided by 100, and you 100 to, let's say, 5 decimal places, could be 6, let's say 0.03841, and the standard deviation of sampling distribution of sample proportion. So the first part is finished. The second part is you have to find the probability in the sample obtained in part A. What's the probability of the proportion who are satisfied with the way things are going in their life exceed 0.85. So here I'm looking for probability P of the proportion. Here is sample proportion because we're using the sample size 100 here. So P hat is greater than 0.85. So it's exceed means larger than this value. So that's what I'm looking for here. Probability of P hat greater than 0.85. So this is going to be normal CDF. Again, you see how to find the probability, same as finding area, and you have a greater than 0.85 must be lower bound, upper bound must be 10 to the power 99. So mean here is this sampling distribution of sample proportion mean, which is 0.82, and the standard deviation going to be standard deviation of sampling distribution of sample proportion, which we found before, which is 0.38419. 0.038419. Again, this value going to be mu P hat. This value going to be sigma P hat. So if you use the calculator, you get the probability going to be 0.2174. Okay, that's the part B. And the part C, actually would it be unusual, okay, for a survey of 100 American, they have the same sample size as we use in the previous question, reveal that 75 or fewer. So here X equals to 75 because the number of people who satisfied is 75 or fewer. So this is the X value. So we're looking for probability of X less than equals to 75. So that's what I'm looking for. And to see if it is unusual or not, I got to see if this probability is less than equals to 0.05. So you got to find this first. But notice that this is the X value. But I got to change this X to P hat. There's a formula for that. So P hat equals to X over N. So X going to be 75 over N equals to 100 is going to be 0.75. So this basically this is going to be probability of P hat less than equals to 0.75. Basically I change this X to the sample proportion by dividing by 100 using the formula. So this what I'm gonna find here like I did before. So but this is the less here. So basically this probability is to find the area, and we use normal CDF function as usual. Normal CDF, a lower bound is going to be negative 10 to the power 99 because the less than 0.75, and this 0.75 must be upper bound, and the mean must be the same mean because we have the same sample size 100. So 0.8, and standard deviation is the same we used before. The standard deviation of sampling distribution of sample proportion, which is going to be 0.38419. So if you do this in calculator, you find the probability, which is same as area, is 0.0342. Obviously this number is less than 0.05, which is of course less than 5%. So we call would it be unusual for a survey of 100 American to reveal that 75 or fewer satisfied with the way things are going in their life? Answer is yes, because this probability is less than 0.05. Answer is yes, it would be unusual. That's the answer. Okay, that's the question number 3 and the handout.